Olive oil. Olive oil is made by pressing whole olives, and the grade labeled extra virgin refers to a specific legally regulated standard, not a marketing tier. Extra virgin means the oil was extracted mechanically, using pressure or centrifugal force rather than heat or chemical solvents, and that it falls below a strict acidity threshold, typically under 0.8% free oleic acid. This matters mechanically because heat and chemical extraction degrade the compounds responsible for flavor and aroma, which is why extra virgin olive oil has a noticeably grassier, more peppery taste than regular or light olive oil, terms that actually refer to a more heavily processed, more refined product with a milder flavor. That peppery sensation at the back of the throat comes from oleocanthal, a compound that irritates the same receptor as ibuprofen, which is why a genuinely sharp, throat-catching olive oil is often a sign of higher quality rather than a defect. Olive oil has a comparatively low smoke point among cooking oils, especially extra virgin, which is why traditional Mediterranean cooking tends to favor it for finishing dishes and lower heat cooking rather than high heat searing. Avocado oil. Avocado oil is pressed from the flesh of the avocado rather than a seed, and its fat profile closely mirrors the fruit it comes from, dominated by the same monounsaturated oleic acid found in olive oil. What separates it functionally is smoke point. Refined avocado oil can reach around 500 degrees Fahrenheit before breaking down, one of the highest smoke points of any commonly used cooking oil, which makes it suited for high heat searing and stir frying in a way that extra virgin olive oil isn't. This high smoke point isn't about the fat type itself so much as the refining process, which strips out the compounds that would otherwise burn and turn bitter at lower temperatures. Unrefined, cold-pressed avocado oil has a much lower smoke point and a distinct grassy flavor closer to the fruit itself, closer in character to unrefined olive oil. Avocado oil is a relatively recent commercial addition compared to olive or sesame oil, gaining mainstream traction largely over the past 2 decades as avocado production scaled up globally, primarily out of Mexico. Coconut oil. Coconut oil is unusual among plant oils for being made almost entirely of saturated fat, roughly 90%, which puts its fat profile closer to butter or lard than to olive or canola oil. This saturated structure is why coconut oil is solid at room temperature in cooler climates and melts into a clear liquid above roughly 76 degrees Fahrenheit, a much lower melting threshold than butter. The dominant fatty acid in coconut oil is lauric acid, a medium-chain fatty acid that behaves differently in digestion than the longer-chain fats found in most other oils, metabolizing somewhat faster, which is the basis for some of coconut oil's popularity in certain diet trends, though the broader health claims built on that mechanism have been widely disputed by nutrition researchers. Refined coconut oil has a neutral smell and taste, while unrefined virgin coconut oil retains a distinct coconut aroma and flavor, a difference that comes entirely from processing rather than a different source material. Canola oil. Canola oil comes from the seed of the canola plant, a variety of rapeseed bred specifically in Canada during the 1970s to reduce two compounds naturally present in wild rapeseed, erucic acid and glucosinolates, both of which made the original plant unsuitable for large-scale food use. The name itself is a contraction of Canadian oil, low acid, created deliberately to distinguish the new breed from industrial rapeseed oil, which was historically used for machinery lubrication rather than food. Canola oil is extracted primarily through mechanical pressing, followed by chemical solvent extraction to maximize yield from the seed, a more industrial process than cold-pressed oils like extra virgin olive oil. And this is part of why canola has a notably neutral flavor and light color, making it a default choice in baking and frying where a strong oil flavor would be unwanted. Its fat profile is predominantly monounsaturated with a moderate polyunsaturated content, and it has a high smoke point, generally around 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes it versatile across most cooking methods. Sesame oil. Sesame oil exists in two functionally distinct forms that come from the same seed but behave completely differently in cooking. Light or regular sesame oil is pressed from raw, untoasted sesame seeds, has a mild, nutty flavor, and a relatively high smoke point, making it usable for general cooking and frying. Toasted sesame oil, by contrast, is pressed from seeds that have been roasted first, a process that develops significantly deeper, darker flavor compounds through the same Maillard reaction responsible for browning in seared meat or toasted bread. Toasted sesame oil has a much lower smoke point and a far more intense, almost smoky aroma, which is why it's used almost exclusively as a finishing oil, added at the end of cooking or drizzled raw onto a dish, rather than used as a cooking medium. Using toasted sesame oil for high heat frying is a common mistake, since the same compounds that give it flavor burn and turn bitter well before the oil reaches typical stir-fry temperatures. Sesame oil has been used in Chinese, Korean, and Middle Eastern cooking for thousands of years, among the oldest cultivated oils in recorded history. Peanut oil. Peanut oil is prized in high-heat cooking primarily for its smoke point, which sits around 450 degrees Fahrenheit for refined versions, high enough to handle deep frying without breaking down and imparting a burnt flavor to the food being cooked. This is the main reason peanut oil became the standard choice for turkey frying and much of Southeast Asian and Chinese high-heat wok cooking, where oil temperature regularly exceeds what oils like olive or butter can tolerate. Refined peanut oil has a notably neutral flavor, with most of the peanut's natural taste and aroma stripped out during processing, while unrefined cold-pressed peanut oil retains a distinct nutty flavor but a much lower smoke point, making it unsuitable for the same high-heat applications. Because peanut oil is derived from a legume rather than a seed or fruit, it carries allergen concerns for people with peanut allergies, though highly refined peanut oil has most allergenic proteins removed during processing, a distinction that food safety guidance treats seriously rather than as a technicality, since trace protein can still remain depending on refinement quality. Ghee. Ghee is clarified butter taken a step further, made by simmering butter until the water content evaporates and the milk solids separate and brown at the bottom of the pan, then straining out those solids entirely. This process removes nearly all lactose and casein, the components of dairy most responsible for triggering intolerance, which is why ghee is often tolerated by people who react to regular butter. Removing the milk solids also removes the primary source of burning at high heat, since it's the proteins and sugars in those solids that scorch first, giving ghee a smoke point around 485 degrees Fahrenheit, dramatically higher than regular butter's roughly 350 degrees. This makes ghee suitable for high heat searing in a way plain butter never is. Ghee has been a staple of Indian cooking for thousands of years, valued historically for a long shelf life at room temperature, since removing water and milk solids also removes what would otherwise cause butter to spoil quickly without refrigeration, a practical necessity in hot climates long before refrigeration existed.